Ah, well, hello, Fernando. We already started, so we turn you off if you don't mind. Uh, Good evening, bienvenido, señoras y señores pasajeros. This is all I can say in Spanish. Let me start the Dio Humilia tasting with Esther. Hello, Esther.
Hello.
And Carolina Martinez. Hello, Carolina.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, and putting long story short, if you remember the movie Spies Like Us from the 80s, there was a scene with doctor. And here today we have monastery, and also a blend. Yeah, that's the difference. So, guys, 13 wines, and let's start. Well, ladies, do you want to say something? Sorry, I took the voice and.
Yes, we want to thank you, everyone, for attending this seminar on Jumilla wines, on Jumilla PDO, and I hope you enjoy. And any questions, please don't hesitate to ask through the chat, and we will be happy to answer them. And of course, our wineries too. So let's enjoy the seminar.
Let's start then, right? Carolina, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So welcome to Jumilla wine region, from the wines from the heart of Mediterranean Spain. Please. Our region is located southeast of Spain. It's formed by 7 towns that you can see here in the map. We are located 60 kilometers away from the Mediterranean Sea, which is enough distance to give us very peculiar climate and terroir. So let me please show you a short overview of our region and our characteristics, and then we will give floor to the wineries and their delightful wines. So we will talk very shortly about the long history and tradition of Jumilla and their wines, and then we will give a short overview of the terroir, their landscape, the human factor, and of course our monastery. So Jumilla has been linked to grapes and wine for millennia. There's been discoveries of archaeological remains that date back from 3,000 years before Christ, where Vitis vinifera grape seeds were discovered. So this gives us the idea that wine and grapes have been going on in this area for over 5,000 years now. Then the different civilizations that have lived in this area, from Phoenicians to the Romans, increased the importance of wine and grapes in our region. And here you can see our beautiful golden earrings that were found in an archaeological site very close to where we are now in here in Jumilla, with this little grape seeds engraved. Then for different reasons, Jumilla was going through different changes until the late 19th century, when the phylloxera plague, as you all know, devastated the European vineyard, and producers needed to seek new areas to find wines and to be able to sell those wines and export those wines. And that's when Jumilla winemaking really bloomed in our region. The phylloxera plague didn't really affect our area thanks to our amazing conditions that we have here, especially our very sandy, calcareous soils that prevented this horrible plague to propagate along the area. So somehow Jumilla was like an oasis at the early 20th century for European wines. And as I said, this made the industry of winemaking really bloom and really expand. And then in 1966, over almost 60 years ago, Jumilla was awarded the protected designation of origin, and the regulatory council, which I represent, was created. So we are a very old protected designation of origin, one of the oldest in Spain. But as I said, the history of wine in Jumilla dates back from over 5,000 years ago. Then in the past 25 years, the industry in Jumilla changed from bulk wine industry into really quality bottled wines that are the ones that we're going to taste today. High quality wines made with a lot of care, a lot of quality certification, and that's thanks to our amazing conditions that we have here, please, that we're going to show you. I want to explain very shortly how the terroir in Jumilla produces this amazing wines that we're going to taste afterwards. First of all, we have a very distinct climate in our area, very different from the warm and warm Mediterranean coast that, as I said, it's located 60 kilometers away from our region. And we have a very clear, arid continental climate with some influence of the Mediterranean Sea. We have extreme temperatures with very low temperatures in the winter, common snowfalls in the month of January, and then the summers are really hot with temperatures going up 40 degrees in the months of July and August. Temperatures, together with our very scarce rainfall, make this arid, semi-arid continental climate, as I said, and altogether something that really helps our vines grow so healthy is the high amount of hours of sunshine per year that we have, over 3,000 hours of sunshine. So we're proud to say that we are the wines of the sun. Then, apart from climate, we have, of course, when we talk about terroir, we talk about soils, please. Our soils are, of course, you have a lot of variability in our soils, in altitude. It depends on where the vineyard is located, but we can say that most of our soils are for limestone material. Our mountains that surround the area are calcareous origin, which help form this stony, limey crust on the surface of the vineyards that are really good for water retention and for these droughts that we suffer in the summer, where the water from the winter and the spring rainfalls is stored, and the vines can survive these hot temperatures that we have in the summer. We have also a lot of sandy consistency and good drainage and airing, which help, as I said, this water retention very well. Thanks to these conditions of soils, we have a lot of ungrafted vines, what we call in Spanish pie franco. These are vines that have not been grafted with the American root, so they are the true Vitis vinifera vines that still survive today, and that some of the wines that we're going to try are made from these amazing vines that still survive in our area. Please. Here you can see this old bush vine that I was explaining, with a limestone crust on the surface. Please. So apart from climate and soils, of course, we have the vines. We have over 22,000 hectares of vines in Jumilla. Many of them are certified organic. They are normally planted in this style that we see here, this bush vine formation. We have some trellised vines for some varieties, but over 75% of the landscape we find in Jumilla is this type of beautiful small trees that I like to call. Yields are very low. This, as you can see in this picture, the density of plantation is quite small. The vines are quite separated from each other, so they don't compete for water, and they can store as much water as possible for the drought season. And also, because of this scarce rainfall that we have here, yields are, as I said, are really low, which help obtain amazing fruits of very concentrated in aromas, in different compounds like polyphenols and so on, and which help, of course, make this very high quality wines that we are going to taste in some minutes. As I said, the natural conditions for the vines are perfect for organic farming, and we have a very high percentage of the vineyards certified as organic. And those which are not already certified, many of them are in the process of being certified organic by the different certification bodies. Please. So this terroir makes the perfect combination for the landscape, the natural landscape that we find in Jumilla, and the traditional agriculture we find in our region. As I said, we're close to the Mediterranean, and but we're not this coastal landscape. We have a very distinct Mediterranean landscape that is a mix of this Mediterranean coast and La Mancha Plateau. We're in the middle of these two big regions. So we're what we find here are very wide valleys with no permanent water courses. We don't have rivers that cross this region. So normally we find these valleys surrounded by very high mountains that can go almost to 1,400 meters high, which is very high altitude, given the fact that we're so close to the sea. So we are located in a high plateau where we can say that our vines are on the range of the 500 and 900 meters above the sea level. Around our vines, we can find, of course, the typical Mediterranean landscape, natural landscape of pine trees, rosemary, different Mediterranean bushes like thyme, like oregano, like sparto grass, and of course some other Mediterranean agricultural crops such as olive groves, almond trees, and some fruit groves as well. Please. This is a picture of a very high altitude vineyard, as you can see by the windmills at the back. This vineyard can be as high as 900 meters above level. And this is a very nice picture I like to show about that really shows the amazing landscape that we have in Jumilla with our Mediterranean crops, our Mediterranean plants, and our very distinct mountains surrounding the crops. As you can see, and this is a valley, vineyard located in a valley surrounded by our mountain ranges. I don't want to forget, of course, about the human factor, which is just the other important part for this terroir we have in Jumilla. We have over 1,600 vine growers. Then we have 40 wineries that work together with these growers, and they have also their own vineyards. They combine tradition and innovation. Then we have the Regulatory Council, which I represent, and STIR, which is in charge of promotion, like we are doing in the seminar. But very important as well, we're the control body that certifies the origin and the quality of the vines and the wines that you're going to taste today. Our commitment is to ensure the highest quality for consumers, and that growers and wineries comply with our regulations and our specifications. We want to be different from other wine regions in Spain, and I think we're clearly a very differentiated area wine region in Spain because of our climate, of our soils, of our people, and of course, thanks to our wines. Very distinct thing about Jumilla is, of course, Monastrell. Monastrell is our very indigenous grape. The majority of the Monastrell in the world is located here in the Jumilla, so we're proud to say that Jumilla is the kingdom of the Monastrell. It's, of course, the majority of the vines in Jumilla is Monastrell, but we also have other grapes. But the wines we're going to taste today are mostly Monastrell based or some blends with Monastrell. Monastrell, as you might know, maybe as Mourvedre, which is the French name. Funny, because Mourvedre actually comes from the name Murviedro, which is the old name of a seaport very close to Jumilla. It's the precious treasure we have here in our region. It covers over 75% of the vineyard. It's the best adapted variety in the region. It's very rustic. It copes very well with our scarce rainfall, with droughts. It's a long cycle variety that ripens at the end of October. So it's it takes long to be good, to be ripe, to be ready for harvest. And the product we obtain, the wines we obtain, are wines with a very distinct personality, with very nice aromas, very sweet tannins, very drinkable wines. And of course, they have a very nice and aging potential, as we will now see with some of the wines that we're going to taste that are some years old. As I said, apart from Monastrell, we have other varieties that can be grown in a region according to our specifications. We have other red varieties such as Tempranillo, Syrah, Cabernet Sauvignon, Garnacha Tintorera, which is also known as Alicante Bouschet, Garnacha, Merlot, and Petit Verdot. And then we have the whites. The whites are mainly Airén, Macabeo, Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, Moscatel, Pedro Ximénez, Verdejo, and Malvasia. The majority of the wines we make in Jumilla are red wines. Over 96% of the wines are red, but we have also a very growing demand for our very nice rosés and very distinct whites also. Also, we have very sweet wines, dessert wines that are called as well in English, that are so nicely that work so nicely with food pairings, and that I invite you all to try out someday. As I said, also we are a region proudly certified as organic. We have the perfect conditions in Jumilla to make organic wines. Organic farming here is quite easy thanks to our semi-arid climate, the very constant winds that clean the plants. We don't irrigate as much. Some varieties need irrigation, but mostly of the vines are not irrigated. And we are pioneer in Spain for this organic farming and organic wines. Our vineyards are sustainable. We are really low in inputs, just sun animal manure, no irrigation, as I said, and no chemicals are put into the vineyard. So this makes for the healthy environment that we enjoy, and the flora and fauna around really, I think they're really thankful for this healthy environment we provide for them. As I said, sorry, can you go? Can you pass the slide? These are the wine types that we have in Jumilla, as I said before, and our markets. Please next. Our markets are really export oriented. 30% is dedicated for the Spanish market, but over 70% is dedicated for exports. Our wines travel for around the globe. They are present in over 90 countries in the world. 2021 was a year with record sales after the blow that meant the COVID meant for all of us. The wineries were happy to show these record sales of over 30 million bottles, which were mainly exported, as I said, and our main markets are very high quality markets such as USA, Germany, UK, Canada, of course, China in third place, and Poland. Poland is a very important market for Jumilla wines. It's now in seventh position as main market, and the last year, 2021, we exported almost 1 million bottles to your country. And I hope that this figure grows in the future. And I hope this seminar and the tasting you're going to do now helps grow these numbers. And well, of course, apart from the wines, we have an amazing gastronomy here in Jumilla. We form the Jumilla Wine Route that is over 50 years old, and this is an association of wineries and different restaurants and hotels that offer the opportunity to travel and discover our amazing gastronomy and wines and the culture, the nature, and the traditions of Jumilla. So I invite you all to come to Jumilla if you can someday and enjoy this amazing wines and food that we have in our region. And I don't want to extend much more. I want to give floor to the wineries, which are the true, the true actors of our region and their wines. And I hope the wines speak for themselves, but the wineries will also, the representatives from the wineries will guide you a little bit about around the area. So any questions, please feel free.
Well, thank you very much, Carolina. Let me just remind you all, Carolina is a General Secretary of DO Jumilla. And actually, yes, two questions. One coming in chat.
Yes.
Do you see climate change impact in your region, and how are wineries responding if you see this climate?
Yes. I will quickly respond to this question. Thank you. Of course, we see the impact of climate change in a region, as everyone in the world is seeing. here we're very close to the desert, as I might say. So in a way, Jumilla and their vines and their roots and these small trees that I showed you before in the pictures, they somehow act as a barrier against the desertification. Their roots help prevent erosion in our area, and the very low inputs that we use in our region are something somehow a good weapon against climate change. Regarding temperatures, we are seeing that harvests are each year starting earlier. Somehow rainfall it's not more scarce than it used to be. The last years have been quite wet years, humid years, in statistical terms. But yes, wineries and growers are already making an effort to fight this climate change impact that we are seeing, in terms of the management of the vines and the very close look at harvest times, and also in the winery, in the cellars, they're also being more careful than ever, so as not to obtain more alcoholic wines than desired, and to try to achieve the acidity that is needed to make the perfect balance for the wines. And also Monastrell, I would like to add, being an indigenous variety and the majority of the vines are Monastrell, is the best adapted variety without comparison to fight climate change.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Carolina. Another question is coming from me. As you were saying, Poland is number 7 and it's about 1 million bottles, right?
Yes, 2021 is the last year we have statistics for, of course, when we're not over 2021, 22, sorry. So yes, we're almost on the bridge of 1 million bottles for Poland.
Right. So Lithuania is number 6, and there's only 2.8 million Lithuanians. So how much do they buy?
Well, I think I think no. We're pretty sure that Lithuania is a country that really acts as as a
Trader.
as a hub, exactly, for the Russian market, the Scandinavian market, and other northern European countries.
I see.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Carolina. Let's speed up
Thank you.
as this is this is possible. They drink more than 1 million bottles of media wines in Lithuania. They are good.
I'm sure. Yes, you're capable.
Yeah.
Good for it.
Right. So, and now David Ferrache. Thank you very much, Carolina. David Ferrache and Bodegas Carcelo, and we start the tasting, guys. David, are you with us? I hope you are. If you are, press the buttons, please. Yes. You made it.
Hello.
Hello, David.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Very well. And you? Okay, so I turn off and go on.
Okay, so I'm David Ferraje. I'm part of the family of Bodegas Carcelo, and I have the honor to start these tastings of the Jumilla wines, where you will taste a lot of different styles of this treasure that we have as the Monastrell grape is. So the first one is the Bodegas Carcelo is a family winery. It was founded in 1990. So 1990. So it's a long time from then, and now we are focused from the beginning on elaborating quality wines in bottle quality wines. We elaborate wines from of course, this our queen of Jumilla, of Monastrell, and today we are going to present a rosé. I think this is the only rosé that we are going here in this picture. We can see what Carolina also explained. Our treasure is this called carousels. These are booze wines of Monastrell old vines, and this hand harvest. So everything is supernatural, very organic. I think everyone is now focusing on the organic agriculture. So, and that's the future that we are going to face in the next years. So I don't know if we have more slides, or if I can start to speak about the wine. Sorry. Yeah. Well, some images of our barriques room. This is Jesus. One part of the team of the Cartello is I like to say that is the man who whispers to the barriques. I always say to him that he has the best job of the winery. All the time surrounded by wine. Next slide, please. Yeah, and now there is the wine Cartello Rosé. What to say? It's a rosé wine, as I said. I think that it's the only rosé that we are going to taste today, and it's of course elaborated with Monastrell dry farming, whose wines, minimum age of 30 years in this kind of limestone soils that give us these minerality touches, hints. How we managed to elaborate this wine? We harvest the Monastrell, and then we it is a rosé de Sagné or breeding rosé. So what we use to this wine for me is the best part of the must of these grapes. So it's a low fermentation temperature wine. It takes a long time to end the fermentation, and then we keep the wine for a while, for a couple of months, with the fine lees to add the new layers of complexity. It has 13.5 degrees. It's not a light rosé. It's a traditional style in our region. So you can see it's a darker color. It has a very strong personality, and very small production. We elaborated in this vintage 2021 just 6,500 bottles. So it's small quantity, but with elaborated with a lot of care and a lot of passion. And this passion is that we want to show to the world that we in Jumilla we can also elaborate fantastic rosés wines. Tasting. Of course, the color is a dark color rosé, and the nose you can smell this kind of red fruits cap of red fruits like strawberry, of course, raspberry, and these red currants that give also these touches of acidity. And then at the palate, it's fresher. It shows the character of the soil, the minerality, and also the fresh. The vineyard is north faced, so we want always to trap this freshness, and then show also in the wine. It's a very well balanced wine. I always like to say that the wines have to be always very well balanced, and you can also enjoy all the phases of the wine. So this almost sweet wine, sweet nose, but it's not sweet, but it's very ripe and very nice, and then the freshness of the mouth, of the palate. It's a super gastronomic wine, so super nice to drink by glass, of course. It's not obligatory, it's not mandatory to pair with food, but when paired with food, it's amazing. And you want this kind of wines, these rosé, dark rosé wines, they have two faces, so they can also pair with food like seafood and also meats and also rices. And imagine this kind of this wine with carbonara tagliatelle. It's amazing. I like to eat. Sorry, and
Me too. Thank you. And tell me the price. If I come to the winery as a private person, what would be the price? With no discount.
The price in Spain of this wine is around 10 euros.
10 euros, right?
Yeah.
Euros. And the production is 6,600 bottles, right?
Yeah, it's market on the back label.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, very universal wine. We like the balance. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the wine is not available in Poland yet.
No jet.
You have no importer.
No,
Yeah.
not yet.
Okay. So, guys, it's open. Right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, David.
Thank you.
Stay with us if there's any questions coming in chat, right? And now it's Dimitri Nicolaides from Parajes del Valle. Ah, hope I've pronounced it correctly. Parajes del Valle. Bodegas y Viñedos. Dimitri, are you coming back or are you calling me actually saying you're not coming? No. Hello, Dimitri, press the buttons. Yes, you did it. You made it. Right. Okay, and the microphone.
And the other
And the microphone. So the floor is yours, Dimitri. I'm disappearing and you are appearing. And yes.
Well, so Carolina already talked a lot about Jumilla. I just wanted to show you a few slides that I prepared on my own to explain the wine, Parajes del Valle Monasterio Ecológico. As it said in the name, we work with we work with different grapes that come from different places of the Jumilla wine region. So, for example, this would be one of our vineyards right here. We always look for vineyards that are conducted in organic farming, of course, in goblet or bush vine, and no irrigation. So what we want is to produce grapes that are true to the terroir and to the variety, which is Monastrell. This would be the Murcia region. Jumilla is right here, and the winery well is in Jumilla. And just don't mind the names, but what I want to show you is that we have 28 hectares in our property, but we also have agricultors that work with us, and we pick grapes from their lands too. And I wanted to show you that the region we use to produce the Monastrell Parajes del Valle is very wide. So that's why the wine is so complex, because we have a multitude of different grapes that come from different zones of the Jumilla wine region. So that is an example of a vineyard. We also look a lot for vineyards that are close to the mountains to keep the climate cooler and have a maturity that is well balanced. And as I said, we work with bush vines that are that we work in organic farming. So about Parajes del Valle, it's a wine that is very elegant. It's balanced. What we do is that we harvest a little bit earlier than the rest of the Jumilla wineries. That allows us to control the alcoholic value of the wine. If you taste Parajes del Valle Monasterio Ecológico, you'll see that it's very fine, it's very elegant, it's pure. The tannins are soft and very kind. The flavors are of fresh fruits. If you wait too much for the harvest, you get wines that are very strong, very tannic, and the fruit is more like a confiture of fruit. What we want in Parajes del Valle is to produce a wine that is that invites to drink, so people can enjoy not only one glass, but share and having a conversation, eating something, and asking for another bottle of wine. So that would be it with Parajes del Valle. The alcoholic fermentation starts in inox tanks, and then we move the wine before the alcoholic fermentation is over to concrete tanks. So that helps to keep the minerality and to round the wine during this time in the concrete. We always look to have grapes that are well balanced, to keep the acidity, to keep the flavors, the taste of the Monastrell grape, which can bring red fruit, a little bit of black fruit too, but also herbaceous like rosemary, thyme, and other Mediterranean herbs that are in the surroundings of the vineyards. We work with many families of agricultors. So what we do is that as soon as the plant starts moving and growing, we help them, we follow them, and we can work hand on hand with them to produce the grapes in the perfect quality for the wine we want to produce. Good.
Okay, thank you. Tell me the production, the total
Yes,
production.
actually, we are producing 200,000 bottles a year.
Of this wine only, 200.
Of this wine only. We now are producing two wines, Parajes del Valle Monastrell Ecológico and Terraje, which is also Monastrell grape, but the elaboration is a bit different.
And your wine is available in Poland, right?
Yes, we have an importer that is Nawino in Warsaw. In Varsovia.
Navino in Warsaw, right? Okay, and tell me the price in Spain, retail price in Spain, more or less.
Yes, here in Spain in the winery we are selling it at €9.50.
9.50, right? Okay, Navino Warsaw, right? Or Navino. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Dimitris. We have to speed up as it's pretty late. Any comments, guys? This wine? It's too early, perhaps. Stay with us, please. And very elegant. Okay, thank you. Very elegant. And
Thank you.
somebody's writing something. Yeah. Okay, so thanks. Stay with us. Perhaps it may come with some time. And now Bodega San Dionisio and Inigo Miguel del Olma. Well, I hope I didn't offend him by pronunciation.
Hello, Peter.
Hello.
How are you?
Good afternoon. Well,
perhaps I'm going to close the.
Yeah, because you look like Zorro now, completely dark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now better, no? Okay. How are you?
Very
Hello,
well.
everybody.
Very well. So I leave you. The floor is yours. And Esther, do you want to?
Nothing, just
Yes.
Íñigo, acércate todo lo que puedas porque se te ve muy negro.
Muy negro, ¿no? Bueno,
Yeah.
this is
Íñigo,
because
yes.
I'm every day working on the land. Okay.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
good. So I leave you, Inigo, and the floor is yours. Right?
Okay.
Go on, please.
Okay, I explained you just a little bit about Bodega San Dionisio. Bodega San Dionisio is a cooperative established in 1957. Okay, there are in total more than 700 cooperatives, and we produce not only wine, we produce olive oil and other almond and so on. Okay, we have in total 5,500 hectares of vineyards. The 80% of our grape are Monastrell, obviously. Okay? and we have the lands because it's very very big extension. We have from 600 meters over the sea till 950. Because of this, we have very big difference between some areas and others. Okay, the wine that we are going to introduce is the SF. SF means Señorío Fuentálamo. Fuentálamo is the name of our village. Okay, this is a monastery 100% organic. Monastery 100% is organic. Okay. Carolina explained perfectly why we are the leaders of organic production all over Spain, because of the characteristic of our weather, of our lands, of soils, and so on. Okay. In relation with the elaboration of the wine, we use nitrogen protection and intracellular maceration during 6 days in the distillery. Okay, and we use natural lease of the area, and when we are making the alcoholic and malolactic fermentation. Yeah? We have during 6 days with all the leaves in the fermentation, and after of this we have only we have only the fine leaves during 30 days. I think it's a wine very easy to drink. You can make pairing practically with any kind of food, not only meat, till with the typical rice of our area, pasta, any kind, no. And I think we are in this moment we are not selling in Poland, but we would like to introduce our wine in this market.
Okay, thank you very much. Tell me the price, retail price in Spain is?
Yes, in Spain we have in the shop in the winery around 6-7 euros. Okay, about the design that they are. This design is a little bit mandala. It's something Asian style. Okay, and we are. We write here sé feliz. Sé feliz in English is be happy, okay, because it's the same than SF.
Okay. So it's not science fiction. It's
then this is this is if you drink this wine, you will be happy for sure. Okay, especially not only one glass. Okay, more.
Okay, more than 2 glasses guarantee you happiness. Good. Okay, and the total production is how much?
This wine we are making around 200,000 bottles.
Okay, thank you. Any comments, guys? Well, we love the bottle design, but this is about the previous one, as I see. So perhaps, Inigo, stay with us because the comments are coming with some retardation here. And this is due to the very specific weather we have, in Poland right now. Somebody is writing something. And anyway, thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Very nice and balanced. We like it here. This is about your wine. Nice and balanced. And
okay. Then there is okay.
Good. Thank you.
Okay.
And now, bye. And now, Bodegas Viña Elena and Fernando Pacheco. Hello, Fernando. Join us, please. Fernando. Good afternoon. Yes. Hello. The micro. Don't forget. Yeah.
So how are you guys?
Fine. And you? Okay.
So hi to everyone. And yes, so my name is Fernando Pacheco. I am in charge of the expo department, and my presentation is gonna be about 3 points. One is gonna be talking about the story of the winery. Then I am gonna talk about our vines, and then about the wine that we have today. So in this image, you can see the family. It's a family business, and here you can see the first, second, and third generation. And my great grandfather Paco Pacheco started the business in 1948, producing wine at the house. So that was the initial step of the winery, producing wine at the house and without any kind of origin. Then the second generation in 2002 started to making wine with the appellation Jumilla. In 2002 was the first vintage that we have. Can we go to the next slide? So here you can see the current generation is the third one with my mother Amy Pacheco and Elena Pacheco, my aunt, and also here you can see the fourth generation is already on board at the winery. So in my case, expo department, and then my two six stars, one is in the tourism department and the other one is in the buying department. And if we go to the next one, so it's very important for me to explain the how we work in the land, because we have two main brands. One is Bruma del Estrecho de Marín, where all the wines are pure Monastrell single vineyard wines from different locations, different altitudes, and then we have Familia Pacheco, where we blend Monastrell with different varieties like Syrah, Garnacha, Cabernet Sauvignon. And also in Familia Pacheco, we combine different plots around the appellation, around Jumilla, the entire appellation. If we go to the next slide, we can see here the map. And in the map, you can see the winery is located in the south of the appellation. It's around 20 kilometers from the winery, driving to the south. And the name of our location is Valle Estrecho de Marín. And we are located, the altitude is 360 meters above sea level. And here we have our 50% of our plots. The other 50% of our estate is located in the north of Jumilla. We have to drive from Jumilla to Finca CQ. It's around 10 kilometers from Jumilla, and in Finca CQ we have another 50% of our estate, another 40 hectares. And in the Finca CQ, the altitude is higher, it's 700 meters. And as you see, the different altitudes is very important, because we started harvesting at the south around end of August, but we finish harvest at the north area mid-September, end of September. So different ripening process, different style of wines. And we go to the next one. Here you can see one of our plots. This is Parcela Particiones, located in Tobarra. It's another town of the Jumilla appellation. And you can see here Elena with Manolo is one of our wine growers. So in our case, we have our own plots, and also we buy grapes from some growers around Jumilla. So the wine that we are gonna try today, if we go to the slide of the wine, can we change the slide? So it's gonna be the Pacheco Organic. This range of wine, as I said, is a combination of different plots around Jumilla. And here we have a pure Monastrell organic wine, and the wine is, as you know, Pacheco is our son name. That's why it's Familia Pacheco. And if we go to the wine, it's a 2020 Monastrell, bottled in May. So 1 year, more or less 1 year in bottle, more than 1 year in bottle. And for me, the wine on the nose, we have plums, we have raspberry, we have strawberry, and also spice like a black pepper, clove. And this is the fruit-driven style. We don't use the oak aging here. And For me, the palate is medium body, medium to full body, but more medium for me, and quite nice concentration, quite nice flavor intensity. And this one is quite versatile for pizza, pasta, sandwich, any kind of salads. And the price of this wine is 36 zlotys, and I will send you the link because the one is available in Poland. I will send you the link in the chat, and then you can see the website of the importer and the El Catador. El Catador, you can find the wine. I think they have 3 different shops in Varsovia, and probably this wine could be in a restaurant around 70 zlotys, between 70 and 100 zlotys. The production is 50,000 bottles of this wine, and the whole winery is producing around 400,000 bottles. So
This nice horse in the nose. Yeah, leather, tobacco. It's not only fruits here.
yeah, it's quite complex because the monastrell, in the first step of the life is more fruit driven, but maybe later you can find more complexity, even some tobacco notes. Yes. So as I said, it's quite versatile because you can choose a steak, you can choose for example, sandwich, pasta. So it's nice to have this kind of wine by the glass in a restaurant, for example.
Very nice. Thank you. The cigar smoked on the horse, like riding a horse. Good.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Any comments, guys? Just Bodegas Luzon. Okay. Right. Well, very silent. You're very silent today. So let's pass to Bodegas Pio del Ramo and Agustin. Hello, Agustin. Hi.
Hello. Hi. I'm in the vineyard.
Right.
I
So the floor is yours, right?
okay. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Agustin Miñana. I'm the winemaker in this winery, Pio del Ramo. Now I'm here in the middle of the vines because I'm not very good with the presentation and everything. So it's better to show you where we are. Even though Carolina has explained very well everything around, but it's better to see. As you see here, down there is the pine trees. Here we have thyme. There in the other side we have olive trees. So everything, the Mediterranean cultives that we have here. These vines are monastrell. They are around 40-45 years old. They start growing around 4 weeks or so. We get a lot of rainfall this spring, so we think it's gonna be a very good year if everything goes like now. Regarding to the winery, we own 150 hectares, mainly monastrell, but also we are making white wines like Verdejo and Chardonnay and Moscatel. But the main production of our winery is, of course, monastrell. And the winery is family owned by the name of the winery is Pio del Ramo. So Pio is the name. Here you can see the landscape, and this building is a quite simple building, but very useful. And then as I told you, we own 150 hectares, and we start the harvest normally at the middle of August, and we end like in November. So it's a very big, very long harvest. I think it's one of the most longest harvest in the world here in Jumilla, because it starts with the whites, as I said, in August, and we finish in late October. If you want, we can taste the wine that we are going to taste today. I have, well, this is, okay, yes. I have my bottle also here, so a little bit. Okay, this is a blend of 4 grapes. The main grape is Monastrell. Also, we have a very well adapted varieties. Here is the Petit Verdot, because it's a long cycle variety. So it arrives to the ripeness more or less at the same time that Monastrell. Here the blend is like 70% of Monastrell, 20% of Petit Verdot, and 5 of Cabernet and Syrah. As you know, Syrah is a grape Mediterranean also. It's very well adapted to the area. And also the Cabernet is a universal variety. So the wine starts the fermentation in inox tank, and the alcoholic and the malolactic is done in concrete tanks. After the malolactic, we put in the wine in barrels, and after 10, 12, 14, it depends on the year, we do the blend. Not every year is the same blend. And then let's go to taste the wine. Here I feel a lot of fruit, but also I feel I would like you will be here, because the smell of the landscape that we have here is a little bit what we have in the glass. This kind of Mediterranean herbs, a little bit of licorice, and also from the aging we get some leather, some tobacco, some spices, some white pepper. It's a very complex wine in the nose and in the mouth. It's full-bodied wine, sweet tannins, round. It's mouthful, and it's perfect to eat red meat or barbecue, stews, and that kind of foods. Okay.
Yeah, very nice.
Too much windy in the microphone or not?
No wind at
Okay.
all. No, only
Okay.
you. Okay, tell
Okay.
me, and the wine is imported to Poland by
Yeah, by Konrad Wina.
Konrad Wina.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Konrad Wina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have also the Verdejo and I think the white. Yes.
Okay, and how many bottles do you produce of this?
Of this wine, we produce around 15,000.
15,000.
Yeah.
And what's the price in Spain?
The price in Spain is 10 euros.
10 euros, right.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Great wine, we like it. Okay. Huh? So Konrad Wina.
Yes.
He's living in Spain, I believe.
Who?
The guy,
The wine?
Konrad.
I don't know. I never meet him. I'm the one who makes the wine, but also I try to say.
Okay, thank you very
Yeah,
much, Agustin.
try, because it's not my job. Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you. Stay with us, please, and beautiful evening there in the vineyard. Right.
Yes. Look.
Good. And now, guys, Bodega Sierra Norte and Jose Canto. And yes. Hi, Jose. So turn it off. Right. Good evening. Dobry wieczór.
Jose has this problem. He don't know how to open the micro.
Wow. But
Maybe someone can help. Maybe he's blocked by you.
No. He got all the rights. The headset, perhaps. Jose, use the headset.
Okay.
If you have any. I can't hear you. That's no good.
Okay, now?
Yes, you made it. Great.
Okay.
So
So you hear me properly?
we hear you properly and we see you properly.
Okay, so well, thank you. I'm sorry because the mobile and I am here in the car, as you can see. I am not in the vineyard or anything, so I am in the car because I'm traveling. I'm traveling to. I'm trying to sell wine, So anyway, so I don't know. How do you want that we start the presentation? Hello.
It's up to you. It's whatever you want. We can.
You can tell us a bit about Sierra Norte and the area where it's located, and then a bit about the wine. Yeah.
Okay. As I told you, Piotr, in the morning, I'm gonna try to do it in Polish. See how my Polish is. So, dobry wieczór. Jestem Jose Canto. Jestem dyrektorem eksportu bodegi Sierra Norte. Tak, bodega Sierra Norte zaczynał się w Utiel-Requene, tak? Z szczepem Bobal. In 1999, przepraszam. I potem zobaczyliśmy możliwości z ciepiem monastrelem, tak? I decydowaliśmy 10 lat temu zaczynać w Humili. I jesteśmy bardzo zadowoleni, tak? I jesteśmy koło niedaleko. We are between Humilla and Pinoso. Miasto nazywa się Cañada del Trigo, tak? And for the people who know a little bit the area, so I'll tell you that is a international speed car circuit there close to where we are. So just in case that you come to visit. Okay, so this is Bodega Sierra Norte is a family company. And as I said, we started in Utiel-Requena and we moved like 10 years ago to Jumilla. Mamy własne winogrony, 150 hektarów, tak? I to znaczy, że produkujemy nasze wina tylko z własnymi winogronami, tak? To jest dla nas bardzo ważne, dla jakości. I możemy zobaczyć, że jakoś każdy rok jest stabilny i taka sama jakość, tak? I ja nie wiem, jeżeli możemy już z prezentacją zaczynać, Piotr?
Tak, zaczynamy w takim razie fact sheet, right?
Tak.
Zaczynamy. Notka techniczna wina. Tutaj są zdjęcia z piwnicy jeszcze po drodze Bodega Sierra Norte i z winiarni, ale w takim razie przejdźmy do notki technicznej. Right? So a fact sheet now.
Okay. Wino, które prezentujemy dzisiaj, to jest, nazywa się Equilibrio 9. To jest monastrel 100%, tak? I 9 jest taki prosto, to znaczy, że wino jest 9 miesięcy w bewce, tak? Ja powiedziałem 100% monastrel, koło 40 lat mają piwnicy, tak? Przepraszam, tak. 40 years old and more or less. Everything is bush vines, okay? So no wire here. Dzięki Bogu mamy w Humili dużo busza, tak? I możemy zrobić i oczywiście nie jest it's relatively easy for us to work with these vineyards because the weather is very dry and the wino jest, jak możecie zobaczyć, ekologiczne i vegan też, tak? Here maybe the most important thing of the wine is that we try to make a style of wine which is sometimes, you know, the monasteries, they can be maybe too sweet or very, very ripe, you know, and we try to keep a little bit of freshness in the wine. So this is for us important, so that at the end, so you can continue and you can finish the bottle and it's not like too heavy or too ripe or too overwhelming, you know, sometimes. So we try to keep this freshness. That's for us very important. And of course, it's a very equilibrio in po hiszpańsku znaczy
Równowaga.
balance, correct, tak? And I think it's a very, very balanced wine. So it has, you know, a lot of fruit, but at the same time also it has, you know, a nice balance between the fruit and the oak. These 9 months is 60% is American oak and 40% is French oak of these 9 months. And actually it's not super new oak, so that we try to keep more the fruit than the oaky taste in the wine, okay? Ja nie wiem, jeśli macie pytania, albo potem też.
Wspaniałe wino, dziękujemy. Great Polish, bravo.
Thank you.
Yeah, and tell me, where did you, gdzie nauczyłeś się polskiego?
Uczyłem się w Warszawie, tak, na uniwersytecie warszawskiej, tak, kiedy pracowałem tam dawno temu na ambasadzie hiszpańskiej, tak, i ja mieszkałem tam i decydowałem, no słuchaj, no ja uczę się polskiego, no. I jeszcze i dzisiaj myślałem, no zobaczymy jak będzie po polsku. I jeżeli coś nie mogę, no po angielsku.
Okej. Dziękuję Jose. To bardzo było przyjemne. Thank you very much. Wspaniałe wina, dziękujemy. Yeah? And the wine is available in Poland, but very limited quantity.
Cena tego wina w Hiszpanii to jest około 8-10 euro, tak? Na sklepie. I produkujemy około 90,000 butelek.
90,000 butelek.
I w Polsce można znaleźć na sklepie Fine Wine. Tak?
Fine Wine. Okay.
Tak jest. Fine Wine, ja myślę, że mają w tej chwili 11 albo 12 sklepy w Polsce, ja myślę. Tak.
No tak, mają ich trochę, to prawda. Okay.
Tak jest.
Good. Thank you very much.
Dobrze. You. Dziękuję bardzo i wszystkiego dobrego, nie?
Wszystkiego dobrego w takim razie i świetny polski, ciągle super, kupimy, tutaj są informacje, no to dobrze. A powiedz mi jeszcze na koniec, Francuzi mówią, że pierwsza rzecz, której się nauczyli w Polsce po polsku, to była pierwsza odpowiedź, jaką usłyszeli na każde pytanie, była to zależy.
To zależy.
To zależy. Ile to kosztuje? To zależy.
No zależy.
To
to tak. Ale to byłby więc chyba w Galicji oni mówią bardzo często, no depende, no depends, tak zależy, tak? No jest tak samo. No.
Okay. Dziękuję. To była przyjemność, że jesteś drugim mówiącym po polsku winiarzem w czasie tych 40 paru seminariów. Także brawo.
Dziękuję bardzo.
Thank you. And now, guys, it's Bodegas Luzon and Jose, another Jose, right? Another Jose Requena.
I am here or no? Can you listen to me?
Yes. Hello, good evening. Now we can see you, but we can hear you. Yeah. Hi.
Okay, I don't know. Please, Piotr, stop me when the 5 minutes gone because I will start talking and I don't know
will.
when I will finish my 5
When
minutes.
I appear like that, it means time's up, right?
Can I don't know. Can I share my presentation on my screen? I don't know how to do
Yeah,
it.
you can try.
Maybe
Press the
there's a
first
copla.
button. First, open the document.
Anyway, don't worry. I will leave it like this. It's okay. It's okay.
Perfect.
Okay, my name is Jose. Thank you very much for being here with me. I'm export manager of Bodegas Luzon over 6 years. So I will talk a little bit about the history of Bodegas Luzon. So Luzon started in the 1816, the history, with an officer that was of the Spanish Navy that was destination on the island of Luzon. So Luzon is the name of the island on the Philippines. Philippines it was a colony that belongs to the Spanish Empire. And in the past, there were a guy, our founder, that was stationed on the island of Luzon 100 years ago. And this guy came back to Spain, to Jumilla region, and established the first plots and winery, and opened and planned the first monastery, and put the name Finca Luzon on the honor of his stay on the island of Luzon in Philippines. That's why our name Luzon came from the Philippines, because our history started 100 years ago on this island of the Philippines. So that's why our name. Actually, the company is a family owned company, family run company. Nowadays, we have owned about 500 hectares in total, mainly of Monastrell, but we also cultivate some Cabernet Sauvignon, Petit Verdot, Syrah, some Merlot, and some whites like Macabeo or Sauvignon Blanc. Already, Carolina speak about Jumilla and climate and everything, so I will speak about our way of cultivation. So we cultivate the grape varieties separate from each other. So plots of Cabernet are not mixed with Monastrell. We don't mix the grapes until we are going to blend the wine for bottling. So we elaborate and vinification all the grapes separately. I mean, the Monastrell or Cabernet never blend. So that's allow us to achieve the perfect balance of each grape variety separately. So in our winery, we are following the most important certifications on quality. So we are certified as IFC or BRC, that allow us to work directly with big supermarket retails like Lidl or Aldi or Carrefour in Europe. You are seeing now the pictures of our old part of the winery, but we have new facilities from 2005. We have a new winery with modern facilities and techniques that allow us to make quality wines. Also, as a curiosity, in the Apelación Jumilla, in the Denominación de Origen Jumilla, we are one of the most important wineries making tours for the tourists. So before pandemic in 2019, we had 8,000 visitors as a tourist that came every day. We have a tasting tour and tasting at 11 in the morning in English for tourist people that are near to Alicante or Benidorm or Murcia, came to us during the morning, stay a couple of hours with us, visiting the winery inside and having a tasting. So we are quite strong in the tourist sector. As Bodegas Luzon, we are present in the Polish market over 7 years. Our importer is Ambra, and you will find our wines in Centrum Vina. So I guess, guys, you know the importers. So Centrum Vina has around 34,000 liquor stores spread around all Poland, and you are able to find our wines there. Not only the Altos Dulzón that we are going to taste later, but also our white wines, rosé, other organic wines. Since few months ago, we launched a non-sulfites wine that you can find it in Centrum Vina, very interesting, and also our top premium wines, Alma Dulzón. So I invite you guys to visit Centrum Vina and to taste the rest of the wines of the range of Bodegas Luzón. You will be surprised. Okay, let's go for the meat. So Altos Luzón is one of our iconic wines, one of the most emblematic wines. We are doing this wine since 2000. It's very well recognized in the United States, Japan, and Canada. So the Altos de Luzón is 100% Monastrell, of course. We want to bring here our best and the best of our vineyards. Monastrell 100% with an average of 50, 60 years old, picked by hand, of course. And in this case, we have an aging of 12 months in American and French oak. We use new oak for this wine. And what to say, the characteristics of the Monastrell of this Altos de Luzón is, the characteristic of this wine is in taste is a long and powerful character with the usual hints and flowers of the Monastrell as blackberries, as black notes, also the rosemary and all the herbs that are around from the vineyard. You will see also the taste, the toast notes from the oak, from the new barrique, but everything is well integrated. So this is a powerful wine with a high content in aromas and characteristics, but everything very well integrated with the oak. What else to say? I don't know, Piotr, how many minutes? Maybe I have some more.
Well, that's it. I believe, Jose. And what's the price of this wine in Spain?
In Spain, you can buy this bottle for around 13 euros on the winery. And in zlotys, I found it on internet around 100 zlotys. So I invite you guys to follow us in social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. We are very active, and of course, you will find video presentations of our company in YouTube if you click Bodegas Luzón. So Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much. And here's a comment coming from another Jose from Equilibrio, and 92 points from James Sackling only today. Great. Congrats, Jose Canto. And now it's thank you very much, Jose. And now it's Bodegas Bessie and Juanjo, who's Spanish as well. Juan Jose. Hello. No microphone. No, still no.
Waiting.
Now it's working, right?
Okay, that's perfect. It's a pleasure to be here and to meet all our attendees. My name is Juanjo, sport director of Cooperativa BSI. We are the oldest and the main cooperative in Jumilla, founded in 1934, and they owning our 400 farmers own roughly 1,300 hectares. Okay, so as you can imagine, we have different kind of fincas of plots. But talking about the wine that I have come here to talk about, okay, our Gemina range. Our Gemina range, let's say, is the top of our wines. Okay, If you can pass the photograph, maybe, to the next one. Yeah, okay. Okay, we are proudly the owners, our farmers are the owners of the largest extension of Prephyloxera grafted rootstock of monastrel in the world. 80% more or less of our production is monastrel. Then we have other varieties as Petit Verdot, Cabernet, Syrah, etc. But monastrel is our main variety, and let's say that 80% of our monastrel is ecological. Not all certified, but in practical is ecological. I think Caroline explained very well the characteristics of our climate. Here we have a Jumilla range, partly. You can see here in the middle we have one of our fincas. We have three very special fincas with roughly 2,000 barrels production. Finca La Cabra, Finca Los Tomilleres, and Finca El Volcán. And our wine Jumilla is coming partly from these three fincas. Okay. What we do from each individual fincas, these plots have very low yield, like 1 kilogram, 1 bottle per vine. No? And then from these three fincas and other selected fincas, we pick up the berries and to produce this Jumilla Cuvée Selection. And then, well, about the elaboration, of course, is during the night in boxes of 14 kilogram seeds to avoid damages. Then there's a selection table. And then it goes to 10,000 liters stainless steel chunks where under controlled temperature during 3 weeks, and then 1 week the malolactic fermentation, and then it would go to the barrels were spent from 8 to 10 months, depending on the year, depending of what our enologists decide. Talking about our enologists, our head enologist is Pablo Osorio. Probably many of you know him, one of the best enologists in Spain right now, and he's with us since almost 4 years ago. So we're also very proud of counting on him. Then the barrels, the barrels are predominant French, but also American, small grain, and they have like 36 months of drying. Okay. So about the wine itself, we can say that it's a very intense wine with lively tones. The aroma is deep ripe fruit, and I think it combines very well the light oak aromas with the new oak, and this has a toasty touch and spicy tones. No? And then the tannins are very, very smooth and mature, and the persistence, the final persistence is very long. It pairs perfectly with all kind of meats, wine, red meats, also rices, white rice, paella, cured cheeses, middle cured cheeses, beef stew, vegetables, roast duck, and grilled chicken. We're very proud of this wine. Recently, we've got the gold medal in Berlin Wine Trophy, gold medal in Mundus Vini, gold medal in Wine Up selections, and just 2 years ago had 95 points in the Canter contest. Okay, so it's one of our flagships in the bodega for sure. The production of this wine is roughly 40,000 bottles this year, for instance, and the price, in my opinion, is very affordable. If you come to our winery, you could find it for just under €8, say 7.8 euros, under euros. Although we sell other wines in Poland, this wine is not sold in Poland yet. So I'm struggling to eat, and I'm really I'm in the process of looking for a distributor to sell this beautiful wine in Poland, which I hope it will be happening soon.
Okay, thank you. Comments. Congratulations, well deserved, great wine. Okay. And I'm a little confused because it's Gemina or Gemina finally.
Well, we pronounce it the
That's
same
fine.
way that you pronounce the H or a J, Gemina, Gemina. But
Okay.
if you say Gemina, I will understand. No problem.
If you say Femina, it's also good, right?
Thank you very much, Piotr.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, how do you like this wine, guys? It's only Yolanda liking it. Well, waiting for your comments. You're not very open today, however. Well, thank you, Juanjo.
Thank you very much.
And now it's number 9, Bodegas Torres Castillo, and Anna. Anna on the mobile phone, I believe. It's another Anna. So
It's another Anna on the computer.
hello? See. Yeah, we can hear you, Anna. I hope.
Can you see me?
We can't see you. Which
One
is the
moment. Let me try. One moment. You can't see me.
We
Okay.
can't see you.
Oh. Hang on. How can I do this with the camera?
Press the button.
Yes, I'm pressing.
And it's not reacting?
Now you're going to miss the beautiful ladies we have in Spain.
Yeah, the voice is really attractive, but well, I'd like to see the rest.
I don't know how to do this now. Hang on.
Okay. You can log
One
out
moment.
and come back.
No se encontró dispositivo, se me dice. We have a camera installed, but apparently it doesn't work.
Sí, nada, presenta directamente.
I'm really sorry.
Vamos un poco ya de tiempo y ya
let's
está.
follow
No pasa
without
nada.
the camera. Radio is better than nothing. If it doesn't work, let's try without the camera. Anna? And now it's without the voice as well.
Oh, she's gone.
We lost Anna.
Hello, do you hear me?
She's coming back.
Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, great. Hello, nice to meet you all. And congratulations for organizing this seminar to both you and to the designation of origin, Jumilla. Well, my name is Ana Gomez. You can't see me, but you can hear me, fortunately. And I'm the responsible for export within Bodega Torre Castillo. Bodega Torre Castillo is a family winery located in Montealegre del Castillo, and which begins in the 90s when Antonio Lopez decided to abandon bulk cooperatism to start making his own wines. While having a lot of long tradition and experience in viticulture and knowing the potential of its old vineyards of Monastrell, made him consider building the winery, as you can see on the picture, in 1997. Torre Castillo made the first elaboration in 1997, and it was only after 2 years of testing the different plots when we decided to make the first wine for bottling in 1999, which was, of course, a young red Monastrell wine. That same year, the Crianza cave and the bottling plant was built. The winery Bodega Torre Castillo has 100 hectares of own vineyards distributed in different areas within the term of Montealegre and the Jumilla protected designation of origin. 80% of our production is Monastrell, which is the most adapted variety to the terrain and the climate. As Carolina has told us, it is the native variety of Jumilla. Production is about 4,000 kilos per hectare. 10% of our production is of the white variety Sauvignon Blanc, formed in trellis and with a production of about 7,000 kilos per hectare. And the remaining 10% is Garnacha Tintorera. In total, we produce about 500,000 kilos between the three varieties. So between Monastrell, Sauvignon Blanc, and Garnacha Tintorera. We make about 350,000 bottles per year. As Carolina explained, most of our soils are limestone, and limestone soils facilitate a good development of the vineyards, contribute great alcohol content to the wines, as well as a low acidity and great variety of aromas. Well, we have presented El Tobar. El Tobar is the name of the plot. Our largest wine plot is this one, El Tobar, which covers about 45 hectares, of which 70% is Monastrell, formed in low bushes, and 30% is Garnacha Tintorera on this plot, also formed in low bushes and on dry soil. It is a hillside plot, and it is oriented to the north. So they are cooler and airier lands, where ripening is slower and where we obtain aromas of greater intensity, and we achieve an outstanding health in the grape. Hillsides are less deep soils, and the vineyards are going to grow in more austere terrains, so we can obtain a very important balance between production and correct ripening. Most of our plots are formed in low bushes, which is the oldest conduction system. It is a free-to-grow system without space limitations. So this type of vineyards is the one we like the most, due to its sustainability and its adaptation to the climate, soil, and variety. Well, our philosophy is to work viticulture, so it's very important to control the fields and the vineyards from pruning to harvest. Well, as you can see, El Tobar, it's a red H wine of Monastrell, 100%. The harvest has been carried out by hand in 400 kilo cages, boxes, to keep the quality of the grape intact. It remains in oak barrels for about 9 months, and it goes very, very well with everything, but especially, of course, with rice, cheese, or meat. Of this wine, we produce about 20,000 bottles, and retail price is about €7 per bottle.
€7.
Yes.
Okay. And you have no importer?
No.
40,000.
So, sorry?
40,000 bottles, right?
20,000 bottles.
Sorry,
yes.
sorry.
Yes.
Very elegant, rich, and complex wines. We really love it so far, right?
Great.
Okay, Anna.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about this. I don't know because we bought this camera especially for some events, and now I don't know why I cannot connect it. So I apologize for it. So maybe the best thing is you to visit. Yes, I sent a picture. Of the best is you to come and visit our winery, and then you will meet us in person.
Okay. Good. Thank you very much. So not available in Poland at the moment, and €7, 20,000 bottles. €7 is retail price in Spain. Oh, we lost Anna, but well, I'm not Anna. If you right. So now it's Bodegas Juan Gil. Yeah, I don't know how to very yeah. And this will be as Carolina making comments on this. Yeah? So Juan, it's Juan, and Gil, whatever.
Gil. Hill. Hill.
Like Damon Hill. Oh, Damon Hill.
Like Jumilla.
Like Jumilla. Well, very
Yes,
complex.
I'm going to explain and talk about this winery and this wine in particular. Please excuse the representative. He has had a personal issue and cannot be here with us today. So I will try to cover for him and talk about the winery and Juan Hill Silver Label. Juan Hill Winery is one of the oldest wineries in Jumilla. It's located in the northern part of the region in a very beautiful a place called La Aragona, located at over 800 meters above sea level. And it's one of the wineries that has more sustainable practices, not only in the vineyard, but also in the cellar. It has invested a lot of money so as to be as energy efficient as possible, and to also it also reuses the different residues from the crops to make compost and humus for the soil, to treat the soil and increase organic matter in the soil. So yeah, it's a flagship of sustainable practices in Jumilla and in Spain in general. Juan Hill Silver Label is one of the most sold wines in Spain. It was awarded organic certification in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. So this vintage that you're going to try is already organic certified. It's also vegan. This wine was produced with Monastrell grapes from very old, non-irrigated vines. I think they're over 50-year-old Monastrell vines, located in, as I said, in the northern part of Jumilla. It was fermented in stainless steel and matured in French oak barrels for around 12 months. And despite the 15% alcohol, it has a very nice balance in the palate, because it's accompanied by a very smooth acidity. The fruit is not overripe. It has hints of the very well integrated oak with the fruit, thanks to the toasting of the barrels, which was reduced in this vintage. So it's more nicely integrated in the wine. So yeah, it's a varietal wine, Monastrell wine, juicy, soft, and very drinkable. The production of this label is around 300,000 bottles, if I'm not mistaken. And as I said, is one of the most sold wines in Spain, thanks to a very good quality price ratio, which of course every consumer demands. And it's I think it's a very good example of Monastrell with some 12-month aging. I don't know if I can go any further. I think I said enough.
Do you know the importer?
No, I don't know the importer.
It's
sorry.
Available, and the price in Spain is about.
The price in Spain is around, I think, 13, 14 euro,
14
if I'm not
euros.
mistaken.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so comments. Great alcohol is not overwhelming. We like it, and we love sustainability. Yeah, Yola, I can't pronounce sustainability, but well, okay. And fine wine has this wine. Okay, so fine wine is the importer, right?
Okay.
Okay, fine wine. Another wine from Spain, from Jumilla, at fine wine shops. Good. Thank you, Carolina. Thank you very much. And now it's Bodegas Silvano Garcia and Victoria. Hello, Victoria.
Hello.
Yeah. We can see you, we can hear you. Go on.
Perfect.
Perfect.
After 10 wineries, I already tried to connect. So I would like to explain about our winery. Bodegas Silvano Garcia is a familiar winery since 1925. Actually, we are with the third generation, Silvano Garcia. We have two wineries, like this one is the old one from 1945 in the center of Jumilla, but now we are just doing wine touring, making events and more or less. And this picture, like you see, is the new winery, eco-efficient, like we building on 2019. And there we move all the wine making and bottling from our wines. So like you see in other pictures, this is Silvano Garcia, and in the last one picture is the wine tourist like we are doing every single day, and it's a good part from our old winery. Sorry. So I would like to explain about Viña Honda Crianza 2017 vintage. It's a 100% Monastrell red wine. This wine, like you tasting now, is have a very intensive ruby color. You just the tasting files, please. Yes. So it have a very intensive ruby color. On the nose, we have ripe red fruit, balsamic aromas, and as well vanilla, cinnamon, and cocoa from the oak, French and American oak barrel, both barrel. This is 8 months in a French and American oak barrel, and it's from the vineyard have around 25 years old. So that is helping us to making crianza wines like Viña Honda Crianza. In the mouth, we can find a very pleasant tannin with a medium acidity and long persistence, powerful and fresh at the same time. If you want to pair, it's perfectly with the red meat and basque meat food. So the price of this Viña Honda Crianza in Spain is around 12.5 euro. 12.50 cents. Sorry, euro.
Okay, thank you. And the total production is about?
It's 8,000 bottles.
8,000, right?
Yeah.
And it's not available at the moment in Poland, right?
At the moment, no. Hopefully, after this meeting.
Yeah, hopefully. Okay, Victoria. And right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank
Nice
you very
to
much.
meet you.
And stay with us if there's any comments coming in chat.
Okay, perfect.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, two last wines, Bodegas Olivaro and Ana Maria Martinez. So the same name. You have the same name as Ana Maria Martinez, right? Okay. Ana Maria. Bodegas Olivares. Ana. We very nice.
Hello, okay, I can see you. Hello.
Hello, Ana. We can't see you. We can hear you.
Okay, I got the camera on and I can see everything is green and on. Hold on a
Good.
minute.
Just turn the mobile as this is the backside camera. And,
There will be one second.
we can see your.
Can you see me now?
No, it's the bottle and your hand.
Wait a second.
So this is a back camera. actually.
Yeah, I understand. Wait.
No worries, it's fine.
Can you see me now?
Yes. Hello. Hi.
Hello to everyone.
Hello. Go on.
Have...
It's fine. It's fine. We hear you and we see you, right?
Okay. So good evening to everybody, and thank you for attending the seminar about wines from Jumilla. I guess by now, after all my colleagues, you might have a good idea of what Monastrell is like in Jumilla and how versatile can be. So I'm talking today about Bodegas Olivares and precisely Olivares Crianza 2017. So just a few highlights about Olivares. It's a family run vineyards, and we are placed in one of the coolest subzone of the appellation in Tobarra. And the treasure of the family are the vineyards, the bush vine, mainly among the 275 hectares. We have 110 hectares of ungrafted Monastrell, and this wine is a single variety of Monastrell. The altitude and the microclimate that we achieve by being over between 800 and 900 meters over the sea level, as well as the natural habitat that the vineyards are placed, as they are surrounded all by the Mediterranean forest. So that gives you a real picture when you taste the wine. And actually, what really is the style of the family is that by tasting their wines, you can really feel the terroir. So they are wines that they really have a lot of typicity. So I already poured some wine, and actually this is a wine, as I believe there are chefs, sommeliers, and so many wine connoisseurs with us this evening. This is a wine that you actually want to decant and have a pleasant meal in a restaurant. So the label, as you can see, is very eye-catching, and it tells you the idea behind is that you can just pick up the bottle and see all the main information that describe the wine. It gives you the altitude, the name of the state where it's planted, as well as providing the type of the vineyard, the grape, and so on. So let's go and taste the wine straight away. So the wine is Crianza 2017. It was a vintage with actually represents a very hot summer, a very hot year in the area. So the wines were feeling very concentrated. And here you have, as you can see, the color is a dark cherry color with some garnet hints. And on the nose, the wine is very intense. You feel the toasted nose, very clean pencil case coming from the nose, and then just merging over very ripe and still fresh fruit. You find notes as well, spiciness coming from the aging, as the wine has been spending 1 year on French oak barrel, and then as you move into the complexity notes that you find on the nose, follow as well by the very ripe fruit on the palate. You find that fruit coming through dry and at the same time evolving all the palate. So you get a lot of intensity on the ripeness and the ripe fruit on the palate. The wine has already velvety tannins that you can just feel all the way through. And although the wine, as you can see, it achieves 15 alcohol content, the acidity and the freshness that you find all the way through on the palate drives you in a very pleasant way and having a very lovely finish. So this is a wine that you might need to have in a wine list if you like to add value to your wine list, if you are classifying your wine list with different style of wine, let's say you have full and intense and rich wines or grape varieties that your customers already like, such as Zinfandel, coming from the USA, or Primitivos from the south of Italy, or Mataros and Mourvedres from south of France, Châteauneuf du Pape. So this is an alternative that you can always offer to your customers, and it will fit really nicely in a wine list. As well, when put it together with food, you have a great range of dishes that you can have. As you can see, the wine feels is a full and intense red wine that you can think straight away in something big, in a big dish, red meat, something that it has been grilled, and very versatile as well with the type of sauce that you can put on it, but always thinking on that very ripe and velvety fruit that you find on the wine, that it will drive you to put something with melodies, such as pumpkin or mushrooms. So all in all, is as I said, is a wine that brings harmony to your cuisine in a restaurant, and it's a wine that it will offer a very versatile and add value to the wine list. The wine is, we produce approximately 25,000 bottles of Crianza. And
how much? Sorry, how many?
25,000 bottles of Crianza.
25.
Yes. 25. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know if maybe the sound is not good for you.
No, I'm deaf. No, it's fine.
That's okay.
Okay. And the price?
And the retail price here in Spain is around 15 euros.
15.
15,
right.
1 5.
Yeah, 1 5. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
And it's available in Poland, right?
It is available in Poland. Sorry, I cannot see the slides that you passed through, but you have the last page of the presentation. You have the name of the importer, the current importer, which is placed in the northern part of Poland in Sopot.
In Sopot. So this is Wine Express, perhaps? Festus.
Yeah, I think
all right. Festus.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Fine. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, guys, what do you think about this wine? There's a lot of people, but very silent. Right. Thank you very much, Anna.
No problem. That's a pleasure. And I hope you enjoy the session, and I lead you to Fran, who is waiting then to follow.
Yeah, this is the last one, and Fran actually, yes, is waiting for the voice. We like it. Well, that's laconic, but I like this comment, and I hope Anna likes it as well. Perfect wine, very concentrated and elegant. Right. Okay, Fran and Bodega Arsenia.
No he podido ver lo que no he podido ver la presentación.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello, Fran. Yeah, we can't see you. We can't see you. Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm going to try because you can hear me, but you can't see me. Yeah.
Yes, we can't see you. We can hear you.
I think so. That is here now.
Works. It's not a beautiful Spanish.
Hello, everyone.
But yes.
I'm the last always. I don't know why.
Okay, go on, please.
Okay, thank you for the excellent seminar, Piotr, and excellent presentation of Carolina and the excellent work of Esther also. Okay, I would like to give you a small presentation of a winery. Okay. Bodegas Alceño is one of the oldest winery from Jumilla. We started in 1870. It's one of the first winery they started to work and to bottling wine with their own Jumilla. Okay, I'm the sport manager from 8 months ago only. I was working in the different winery in Jumilla from 20 years ago. I'm oldest. And I would like to talk about our winery, okay? So we have different brands. Alceño is our principal brand from DO Jumilla. We don't have own vineyards, but we control it around 500, 550 different hectares,
and different variety. Like my colleagues, we have excellent controls for the plots, and we have excellent vineyard from the monastery grapes, around 50, including 60 years old. But we are using it now in our wines, not only monastery. We blend the wine with Syrah, and we are using in our wines Garnacha Tintorera also. Okay, for example, in our case, we don't use Cabernet Sauvignon, we don't use like some friends Petit Verdot. Juan Miguel is our winemaker from 25 years ago, and he's an excellent winemaker, and he can control it all plots with different viticultures and different plots. As we told you about that, we have different vineyards from around 400 meters sea level up and 900 meters. So we can control them. We have different vineyards, and we have different time to have the harvest. We started around the first and second week of August, and we finish around first and second week of November. Because we have sweet wine also with pacification grapes, and it's a very long vineyard harvest. Okay, here we can say some of the winery. This is the oldest winery. We are in the middle of Jumilla. It's the oldest winery, so we are using here the more technical tradition of fermentation, but we are using steel tank and cement tanks also. We are using normally with French and American oak, and different capacity, 225 and 500, 300 and 500 liters also. We are using new barrels for different wines. In this case, for a senior selection, that is the wine that we are testing today. We are using in first years and second years the new barrels, French and American oak. And I think that is a small and good presentation about the winery, and we can start to taste the wine. Today we are tasting the Alceño selection. Here is 2016, but it's the 2017, I think, so that we have everybody this vintage. And this is an excellent blend because Juan Miguel, the winemaker, they want to select the first and better different grapes that we are using in the other wines. In the range of Alceño wines, we have a monovarietal of Monastrell, monovarietal of Syrah, different blend with Monastrell and Syrah. But in this case, we have a blend of Monastrell 65%, Syrah 15%, and Tempranillo and Garnacha Tintorera also. So this wine, we making different elaboration every year, and it's selected the best grapes and different plots. Okay, and it's a wine with excellent extraction of color because we are using the Tintorera. Garnacha Tintorera is high color, and you can taste the wine. I can taste now, okay, but I tasted the wine each every day. And now after the different fair in Spain and in Provenza, we testing many times the wines, okay. And the maceration and alcoholic fermentation, when it's finished, we select the best wine and we transfer in different American and French barrel. And the malolactic is always in French barrel and American barrel also, okay. And we put in the barrels around 18 months, 8 months. And after this, we put in the barrel around 15 months. So we are testing now 2017 vintage. We can produce, this is a limited edition. It's about 9,000 bottles. I think so that in this case, we can see here in the limited edition, this vintage is 9,381 bottles in this vintage. And the retail price is about 15, 17 euros here in Spain. And I think that is all. Hi, Pietro.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
I don't know if somebody have any question.
Great wine, congrats, fantastic blend, love this one. So yeah, and this is definitely 2017, the vintage we have, right?
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
And the blend is the same, as in, because the note is...
Yeah, it's the same. We always the same, but you know that not always the same exactly percentage the blend, because we depend on the climate. So for example, this year we have a lot of rain. I don't know exactly the claim, but always is the more percentage is Monastrell, around 60, 65, 70% of Monastrell, and the rest of the three varieties.
Right. Okay. And tell me, your importer in Poland is...
Yeah, we are working in Poland with Paulina.
And Pavlina, right?
Yeah.
And Pavlina.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Well, thank you. Thank you, Fran. Thank you very much. Any comments, guys?
Thanks to you.
Somebody's writing something. Wait. Two people. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Well, this is a new discovery. Well, yeah. Great. Happy. I think the region was something. Carolina, hello. Do you want to say a goodbye word? No. Esther, perhaps. Carolina.
Just thank you, everyone. Just no, Esther, go please.
I was gonna say, I think you are connecting. And that's it. I hope you had a nice vision of Jumilla. Here we are waiting for you with over almost 30 degrees. I know you've been having a bit cold these days. So you always have a place to come when you want the good weather. Not the good weather, the hot weather.
We come. Thank you. Thank you, Esther. Thank you, Carolina. And thank you, guys. I hope you like the show and the presentation and wines, first of all. So,
yes,
see you soon.
I'm gonna give my email as a generic email, jumilla.org. So there you can contact me to ask about any of the wineries that attended, or I don't know, any questions you may have. We can direct them from the email I was just said.
Okay, wine number 10. Well, there is someone. Wine number 10 was the best. So Juan Gil. It was a pleasure. It was fun. So Fran, the pleasure was all.
Sorry, yeah, it's Gil. Sorry. We also have a channel for English in Jumilla Wines in Instagram and in Facebook if you wanna follow us.
Great. Thank you, and well, hope to see you in Poland or in Spain. Anyway, wines from Jumilla, guys, do not forget. But also the last one was very interesting and can feel some herbal notes. Yeah, basil, baby.
Yeah, it's the balsamic, something very typical or typological from Monastrell wines. And always, if you have a soft tannin and this balsamic, you are probably very near, or you are over Monastrell.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you all. Thank you, guys. And well, the next tasting is also Spanish, so we see. Yeah, guys. Good night. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Bye,
everyone.
Bye.
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 Aquí viendo los comentarios. They like also the rosé. Bueno, te dejo.
Seguimos.
Te escribo un email.
Chao. Hay mosquitos.